Okay. So this is Diddy Kong Racing, or the N64. I'm doing NA%, which is very glitchy, and you do like none of the tracks, so it's pretty exciting. Are you guys, what should is there any file name, or, okay, let's see. Okay, are you guys ready? Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. So, right away, as soon as this cutscene is over, there's one of the hardest tricks in the entire game, which it's pretty simple. You just have to get out of bounds, but it's pretty difficult. So let's hope it goes swimmingly. This part's pretty reset heavy when you're playing offline, and you get to watch this minute-long and 12-second cutscene every single time you miss the out of bounds right at the beginning. So that's great. But at least you get to listen to Taj. And the Diddy Kong music never gets old. So right away I'm gonna bash into him and honk at him. That makes him go a little faster. Then I'm gonna collect some overworld balloons, because we need a certain amount of balloons. That's the hardest one to get. And there's like no way to get that without bonking. Get this one, and then we're gonna get this one, and then go for this out of bounds. Oh, well, attempt to get this one. It didn't look like it, but I ended up getting that. So I'm gonna set it up. It's a little tricky. Okay. This could take a little bit, so get comfy. That was close. That wasn't as close. Yeah, this is, like I said, one of the harder parts of the whole run. Okay. Okay, I got it. That was not good, but I'll take it. And so through that, we go ahead and fight Wizpig right away. And this, this is the second and final boss. And it's actually one of the harder, just regular tracks in the game where you don't do anything fancy. And as a casual, if you don't understand the mechanics of this game, it can be kind of hard to beat this guy. One of the main things, if you have trouble with Wizpig, is these zippers coming up. You have to hold or let go of A when you hit these zippers to get the maximum boost. And if you don't do that as a casual, you probably can't beat him. Especially if you're playing a bad character. But you go much faster if you... And this part right here is the hardest part of the whole track, because the ground is just so uneven. It's hard to get those two zippers. And one thing also to note, in this game, if you tap the A button, not fiercely mash it, but if you just tap it, you will go a little faster. Thank God it's not the faster you mash, because that would give everybody arthritis. And then right here, I beat him, and I'm gonna reset as soon as I hear him scream, because there's a really long cutscene that it saves your progress right as he screams. Okay, so now I'm gonna start playing the game normally for a little bit and do the first area, Dino Domain. And pretty much just straightforward. Just do the first area intended. Dodge Taj and grab the last overworld balloon. Also, you're gonna see me, I'm gonna buffer restarting the level. And just doing that saves a few frames, but it adds up. So here's the first real track. It's actually one of my favorites. It's really fast. You want to try to collect 10 bananas every track, or roughly 10, because each one gives you like a 1% speed boost, and it stops at 10. At the end of this lap, you're gonna see me attempt, you're gonna see me attempt to get a cutscene skip by pausing on the first frame. There, I got it. That's good. Pausing on the first frame of your win. You can skip the long cutscene of Taj giving you a balloon. Like, it's really long. The first one, and the first time, you can't skip it, so getting all the cutscene skips is really important if you're going for like the world record. Here's another pretty straightforward track. Oh, every once in a while, TT will just drift the wrong way. Ooh, okay, I got that first. You can pause buffer it, but it's a little tricky. And getting it without pause buffering it is obviously a little faster. This track is actually one of the harder ones in the game. There's no like out of bounds or anything like that, but doing this trick coming up is actually really difficult. It's called Canyonless. It's where you grab both this balloon and hit that zipper. I barely missed it, but people have trouble with this track because of that. Then I'm gonna jump the lake. Saves a little bit of time. Okay, that was real bad angle. CPU might get in my way. Well, that time I got the zipper, but not the balloon. It's really not that big a deal if you miss it. It's just... Oh, well, you'll get to see the Taj cutscene that I normally skip by doing the cutscene skips. It's very difficult to get all 8, so it's not like I was expecting. And now every cutscene skip missed is not that big of a deal. The first one's the major one. And okay, this track, Hot Top Volcano, is the most important track in the entire game for a reason you will see later. Right now, you'll get to see a little bit of it, why it's special. Because you can go out of bounds. And then navigating out of bounds is a little annoying because it's not like you can just go to the finish line. You have to like hit specific triggers to like count as you go in the right way, which is why you'll see me like go a little farther. The little like symbols on the side of the screen are a good indicator if you're doing it right. And then I'm gonna come back inbounds just to make this cutscene skip a little easier. Well, here you'll see it's a lot quicker now. You can just skip right through it. And now we're fighting the first boss, Tricky, who there's a skip that you'll see that is 100% random. It's a 50-50 shot every single time I go for this, that I'll be on the correct frame or something like that. It's like every other frame it switches on giving you the skip or not giving you the skip. So it's just pray. Oh, I got it first try. So it thinks I'm going the wrong way. And because of that, you'll see in a second here, I just finished the race. So that's actually really good luck. First try. And it's 100% random if that works or not. So now we're gonna do silver coin challenges, which is you just have to beat the race and collect the 8 silver coins that are like scattered in somewhat annoying spots, but it's not too bad.
I've got something special for you.
Now I don't have to buffer the reset because I can skip the cutscene at the beginning. These are not too bad. And these coins have a surprisingly generous hitbox. Unlike some things in this game. Sometimes balloons just won't, you just won't get them and you go right through them. I still gotta go for cutscene skips. Okay, good. The coins on this one aren't too bad either, but you'll see me skip some of the coins on purpose to prefer to go for the banana route to get some bananas real early rather than getting the coins, because the bananas are more important. Okay, that last one's gonna be annoying. I was trying to exploit the large hitbox, but I still missed it. I actually kind of need to go slow just to make sure. Because you can fall right in the lake, and that's really bad. There's a couple coins where you intentionally go slower. Okay, good. This one probably has the worst coins out of all these tracks. That coin right there that you saw to the left is a real tricky thing. You didn't see that. Sometimes the physics on this level is really peculiar. Okay, this is a really hard one to get while going fast. Well, I got it, but I crashed. This one up here is also really hard to get while going fast, so you almost always have to go slow one lap just to get that. Yeah, CPUs might get my way again. A little bit. That's one of the harder cutscene skips to get because you're going fast and it's a little laggy. Okay, so hot top volcano, we won't go out of bounds right away because we got to get the coins first. One thing to note, I don't think I mentioned it last time, but barrel rolling with the plane is faster. They just do a bunch of strings of barrel rolls. Okay, I'm gonna go out of bounds again because it's faster. Since I got all the coins. Yeah, I was really concerned with missing the checkpoint, so I took a really bad turn. But it's better to come back in bounds than miss a checkpoint, have to make a U-turn. Okay, here's the last. Okay, that's the last cutscene skip of the whole run. So now fighting Tricky again, and he's, you know, stronger now or whatever, faster. But we do the exact same thing. So I'm just gonna pray. Essentially, all this is just riding on this wall and getting off, and for some reason that manipulates the checkpoint. I think you're somewhere else. Okay, not first try. Not second try. For some reason that flattens you if you touch it. Okay, third try is not bad. 4 tries in total is actually really good. On average, I'd say you get it third try each time. So, done with the boss, done with most bosses besides the final boss. Because the reason we do all this is because it unlocks the trophy race, which is where you play all the tracks in a row. And that is where this game becomes really busted. And you'll see once we get to the final track why I mentioned that Hot Top Volcano is so important to this run. Trophy race is right in here. We're just gonna do these tracks again. Hope you like them. They're actually some of the most fun to play, so I don't mind at all. You will see some more coming up, but the majority of the tracks in this run are Dino Domain tracks. Almost bonked right in that tree. A lot of this game, you have to do some like split-second dodging. Oh, and another good thing with these trophy races is that you don't have to do the frame-perfect cutscene skips. So I'm done with that stress. And actually, I got quite a bit of them, so I'm happy. I think I got like 5 out of 8, which is pretty good. I got it, but then I hit the wall. Once you get the canyon list, like both the balloon and the zipper, you kind of just hope that everything goes right. And the ground sometimes is glitchy, and you'll find yourself just like glitching into the ground. It's really annoying, actually. And it like happens in like the same spots. I'll try to take out Drumstick, the bubble. Just assume I hit him. Another thing is the CPUs are their difficulty changes depending on what you're doing. And in the trophy race, what I'm doing right now, they're the highest. Again, the physics are just glitchy and stuff like that happens just randomly. Okay, so coming up is Hot Top Volcano, and we're gonna go out of bounds again, but instead of doing the track, we're going to hit a wrong warp, which will take us one of 3 locations, and you'll see. If I freak out, it's because I got a really lucky location that saves a ton of time. So there's a wrong warp. Okay. This is the most common location. It's not lucky. It takes us to the dragon lobby. But it stores our trophy race status. So the game still thinks I'm in a trophy race, and I'm just gonna do this this race because it's quick and I need some balloons. It's one of my favorite races. It's just a big circle. I'm gonna lap this loser. T-posing on the carpet. Okay, I'm gonna win. Get the balloon.
Hello, bye-bye for now.
And then I'm gonna come over here. honk, and he comes, and then switch to plane,
Abracadabra.
and then go to the snow world. And the game, like I said, the game still thinks I'm in. The game still thinks I'm in a trophy race. So when I finish this race, it will count as finishing the trophy for the snow world. So I will be, and the trophy race is the final thing you do in, the trophy race is the final thing you do in every world. So by storing your dino trophy and then just beating the trophies, the trophy race for every world, you've essentially finished that entire world without having to do anything else. You will see me do some courses anyways, just for the balloons, because I potentially need some balloons. Let's see, you'll see it still thinks I'm in a trophy race. And I know this looks like Dino Domain, but trust me, that's the snow trophy. And I'm completely done with the snow world, and I don't have to do anything else. Besides, I'm gonna do the same track I just did because it's short and I need a couple extra balloons. You'll see me in the beach world do 2 extra races just because I need some balloons. Unless I get, like I said about the wrong warp taking you somewhere, if I get really lucky, if I get a 10% warp, and you'll see if I get it, I can actually skip getting any extra balloons. But it's unlikely, so. Okay. Oh. I actually forgot that you can cutscene skip these. I didn't even try that one because I completely forgot. Okay, so now I'm done with the snow world. Yeah, I'm just gonna exit out of this. That race takes way too long. So I'm gonna go back and do the trophy race again. See, I don't have the trophy for Dino Domain. I will have to do that eventually too. So these, the wrong warp that I just did, I said there's 3 different places. You can either go to the Dragon Lobby, which you saw I got. You can go to the Overworld, which is a 10% chance, or go to the Dragon Lobby, but still in your plane. And that's the one that is really lucky and really good if you get it. But the Dragon Lobby with the car is a like 80% chance every time you warp, and you warp 3 times. So you got three 10% shots to get the optimal route. So it kind of sucks. But that's why we're doing a route where I get some extra balloons. So just in case that doesn't happen, which it probably won't, I will still be good. And the reason that we need to, or that getting that like glitch is important is because we don't technically have enough balloons to get into the lowest balloon track in the the Dragon World, because it's 16, and you can technically do this with only 11 balloons. I don't know how I messed that up. Okay, here's another dice roll. We can see if we get lucky. That was sketchy. Okay, unlucky, but that's normally what happens. So now we're gonna go to the Sherbert Island, the beach world. And one thing to note about the hovercraft is that by snaking like this, going back and forth, you go a lot faster. So we're gonna do this track for the trophy race. We're gonna do it again for a balloon, and then we're gonna do another track for our final balloon that we need. A lot of people don't like the hover, but I think once you like know how to use it, I think it's a lot of fun. A lot of people playing this casually seem to hate it though. There are some bad hover levels, but luckily we don't have to play any of them. For this run at least. Okay, so now we've got the island trophy, but we've still got two tracks to do. And just for some variety, I'll do this one first. I completely forgot to restart. Okay, some freestyling, not what I wanted to do, but... The hovercraft is probably the most difficult to just understand the basic concepts, because A-tapping in the hovercraft is faster, but you need to hold A for a certain point before you can start A-tapping and it'll be faster. Diddy just stole my balloon. Yeah. And I think if you don't snake, then A-tapping isn't even like Isn't even worth it. Okay. Drumstick being a real pal. This is probably my favorite of the hover tracks. I like the music. The music on everything in this game is just really good. Again, freestyling. Dipsy. Well, that's the last of the cutscene skips, actually. Normally it's after Dino, but with this route, it's after that track. So now I'm gonna go back to Dino, and I'm actually gonna do the Dino trophy, like legit, this time, without any wrong warp shenanigans. Besides going out of bounds, of course.
Trophy race. Ancient Lake.
So this is some downtime if you have any announcements of any sort that you want to make. Be a good time. That dinosaur, if you're familiar with Melee, his nickname in the community is Leffen, because he's a real troublemaker. That was a good canyonless. Just barely missed a zipper. Still made it across the water though. The hazards a computer can lay are random, but they like to place them in the same spots somewhat consistently. So it's like pseudo-random, and you just kind of have to be on your toes. Conquer got my way. Okay. Oh. TT. Thank you. That happens every once in a while. You just get stuck on stuff.
Jungle Falls.
Oh, I'm playing TT this block because he's just broken. He's the best character in every regard, pretty much. Okay, another glitchy interaction. You can see this game's really fun to play when you're on a good run, and then something like that will happen. This is a good time for donations.
Okay, perfect. So we have a $10 donation by Lovebug the Ferg who ran Amnesia last night. And he says, hey guys, just wanted to thank everyone here for having me and keeping me calm and collected during my run. This was my first speedrun marathon ever, and I have a feeling it won't be my last. Can't wait for next year. Thanks, Ferg.
In this final lap, since I don't have any cutscene skips to mess around with, I'm just gonna end the lap out of bounds as well, rather than go in bounds. Okay, so here's the final trophy race, and the final chance to get the good luck, so I can show off the glitch that will happen if you get good luck. But if it doesn't happen, it doesn't matter. It just would be kind of cool. Show it off. And you can still store the trophies even when you finish this one, which is very convenient. It lets us stay in Dino Domain without having to do Dino Domain last. Saves a little bit of time. You can tell how good you're doing on this track by what cycle Lethin is in. If he's like in your way, that means you're not doing good. But if you can get right in front of him, that means you're doing pretty good. There's a lot of stuff like that where you can tell like how well you're doing by how the like stage hazards are operating. There's a little lip there. That's what really makes this trick difficult, is there's a little lip guarding the balloon. And if you hit it, you pretty much can never get the balloon and the zipper. Getting stuck in a corner is really annoying because it just kills all your speed and you have to slow down, get out.
Jungle Falls.
The last time you'll be seeing these dino tracks, so say your goodbyes. Because after this last trophy race comes one of the glitchiest and hardest parts of the run, if not the hardest. And it's unrelated to racing at all. It's like a completely different mechanic. Okay, and here's the last chance to get lucky.
Top volcano.
And one chance to get very unlucky. If we get the overworld warp, which is really rare, it's the worst one by far to get. For this trophy, Oh, okay. Well, we didn't get to see the glitch, but we didn't get the super unlucky. Oh, don't do that. That would have been really, 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 really bad. Because when you're in a trophy race, you can't exit out, or you can't restart the course like you do sometimes. So I'm gonna go for a glitch that is very difficult and not necessary, but I'm gonna go for it once. Just guys. Oh wait, no I'm not. I screwed it up. It's actually pretty bad if you miss it, so. That was really sketchy. This track, you can go out of bounds, and it's like insanely difficult, like navigating out of bounds. It's by far the hardest that you do in the run. And it doesn't save like that much time, because it's like you have to go through a lot of hoops just to stay on track. And it's super easy to get back in bounds, and that completely like screws you over. Okay. Somehow I missed that balloon. Why? I don't know why. It's optimal to barrel roll into this tunnel, but you have a really tight window to do it. Okay, so now we're done with all the trophy races, and now it's time to do the hardest trick in the entire run, and it's very interesting. If you haven't seen it before, it's pretty funny. And it's, like I said, it's completely unrelated to racing. It has nothing to do with racing. Which is why a lot of people don't like this category, because it's the only category you have to do this glitch. So we're going to the final area, Future Funland, which the minimum balloon count for the first race is like 39 or something like that. So we have nowhere near enough balloons to do this normally, and you have to beat the tracks to get to Whizpig, unless you do this glitch I'm about to do. And it might get annoying, just the beginning of this glitch is I'm gonna come over here and honk at a familiar face and lure him over here into a dark alley. And this trick, it's not random, but it's really complicated, so it might as well be random if it works or not. So, and it takes a bunch of setup, and you'll see, it's complicated. And just slowly, by honking at him, he comes to you, and you can slowly lure him into this tunnel. And you'll see in a second, I'm gonna start trying to set him up for the glitch. I need him a little deep, somewhat deep in the tunnel to do it. Okay, one more set of bringing him back should be good. And then what I'm gonna try to do is glitch him onto the ceiling. I'm gonna try to glitch him onto the ceiling and get him to stomp on my head. And that will make me fly out of bounds. Ooh, that was actually pretty close. Sometimes you won't see him on the ceiling and he'll just like glitch up there for like a frame. Oh. Hey, he's on the ceiling. Hopefully this works. And then he's gonna blast me out of bounds into the boss room. And now I'm gonna fight the final boss. That was actually really good. That only took 2 setups, so that's good. And to top it off, the final boss, Wizpig 2 in space, there's another hard out of bounds. So hopefully this goes okay. Okay, I'm out of bounds, but I missed a trigger, which is fine. I just have to go get it. That happens sometimes. Because this one's actually kind of difficult to navigate because there's no little indicators on the side. So yeah, you have to hit the checkpoints manually without knowing if you did it right until you go too far. And if you go too low, that's actually really bad, and it will warp you to the beginning and put you in last place. So I don't want to go too low. And time is when you see that I passed the flag and it says finish. So time. So that's Diddy Kong Racing, any percent. I got the glitches that I was worried about, besides the first one, pretty fast. So I'm pretty happy with this time. Pretty good under the estimate. Shout outs to the Atlanta Falcons for making parking $40 and like 10 blocks away. And shout outs to the Diddy Kong Racing community. Very, very supportive for a entry-level community. Yeah, follow me on Twitch, Chimichunga.
All right, well, thank you for being with us, Chimichunga. That was a great run.
Thank you.
Diddy Kong Racing is always such an uplifting game.
Yeah.
It's colorful and vibrant setting, and its soundtrack is so good.
And it's really technical and fast, so.
It is, it is. Don't let its friendly appearance fool you. It is a brutal speed game.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Well, thank you. Well, while you were racing Wizpig, we got a $20 anonymous donation, which takes us a little bit closer to our final bonus run being unlocked, which is Axiom Verge, any percent, ran by yours truly. If we reach $2,000 before the beginning of the Zelda block, actually, that would be now. Sorry. What I meant is, by the end of the Zelda block, if we reach $2,000, there will be an additional final run to the marathon, which is going to be Axiom Verge. So right now, we're going to do a quick setup to prepare Shokushu for the SOS bonus run, and we'll be right back. Stay tuned.